Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another vlog video where I take you this morning for a little bit of an errand before I get to work. Where are my keys? There are my keys. Dumbass. And I have to buy a couple of things right before work. Everything for the channel, and like I've said in my previous video, I'm gonna buy a new lav mic for this GoPro because the old one was a bit iffy, and now, as you can see, with cables around here, I don't know if you can see it in the mirror, I'm not liking this setup. I'm currently using the lav mic that I use for my reviews, and it's a little bit long, and I want to get a dedicated lav mic for my helmet. And this gives me a good opportunity. Let's put the first store in. This gives me a good opportunity to talk about all the gear I've used since I've started my YouTube channel, and how everything rolls in and how everything works together. First store I'm going to is a computer store because I need to buy a mount for the NHD15 to mount on the Ryzen 5900X that I have, because currently that little cooler, master cooler, is good enough for light editing work and just installing Windows and everything. But if I wanna, hold on, yeah, if I wanna render a video, that's gonna basically push the CPU to 100%, and I do not trust that cooler to cool a 12 core 24 thread CPU when it's rendering, when it's going at full speed. So I've seen there's a computer store down the road. I've seen they have the proper mount for the NHD15 for the AM4 socket. They have it in stock in the shop. I haven't called because I checked last night and they open at 9 o'clock, or they just opened because it's 5 minutes past 9. And I'm going to see if they actually do have it in stock, buy it, and then later this evening after work mount the NHD15 on the computer on the Ryzen 9 and be done with it. I have tested a little bit, as I've shown in the previous video. It works absolutely beautiful. The new workstation is more than I could have wished for, hoped for. It's doing a tremendously good job, and it's quite overpowered for the editing I'm doing, but that gives me room to grow. And that's what I wanted. I mean, an investment that allows me room to grow, not by just the bare essentials that I need now, but actually room to grow into the future and maybe try a couple of interesting things with After Effects, with transitions, with whatever. Now I can do them. And also I need a DisplayPort to HDMI cable to connect my previous PC to the television, because I'm turning that into my media PC. So in terms of cameras, what do I use for this? What do I use to make my YouTube videos? Well, first of all, when I started 3.5 years ago, basically all I had was my phone, Poco phone F1 I had at the time, and that served me well as a phone and as a backup camera every time I needed it. But before I started my channel, I knew I needed a GoPro because I wanted to do riding videos. I wanted to film while I ride, and I knew I needed to get a GoPro, and I got this very actual GoPro. This is the same GoPro that I've started my channel with, and it's still going strong, and I'm still using it 3.5 years later, and thousands upon thousands of hours of filming later. What is it? Well, it's the one I suggest to everyone who wants to start a motorcycle vlogging channel on a budget. It's a GoPro Hero 7 Black, which is the first GoPro to have proper image stabilization. And proper image stabilization is important when you do motorcycle vlogging, because you tend to move your head around quite a lot, and it smooths out the movement and doesn't give people seasickness. I've seen videos filmed with GoPros without stabilization, and they are kind of wonky. They're still good. You can still make a good video, or you can be completely conscious of the way you move your head and maintain a stable position. But yeah, it's just easier. And I didn't buy it new, I bought it secondhand. You'll see a trend with this, buying stuff secondhand. A GoPro Hero 7 Black now is not an expensive camera, and as you can see, it does the job perfectly well. It's 4K, it films at up to 60 frames per second, as I am doing now, 4K 60. The batteries are a tad small. Now I'm no longer using the GoPro batteries because they are expensive and they're starting to be hard to find for these older cameras. But you can find on AliExpress for something like 20-25 euros sets of 3 or 4 batteries. They're not quite as good, they don't last quite as long as the original, but considering for the price of one original battery, you can get Chinese batteries that will last like 80% of a new GoPro official battery, and you can get 4 of them. Why not? For me, it's a good deal. So after I got my GoPro, I started filming just with the GoPro, which was interesting. It had its very, very big limitations. Sound quality, especially when filming reviews, I mean, the GoPro is not a camera to stand, it's getting warm, it's not a camera to be put on a tripod and film a review with it, but that's all I had, and I got on with it. I did my videos because I really wanted to do the videos, and all I had, I used what I had. After that, Marius of Bucharest Bike Traffic, after, I don't know, a couple of months of doing YouTube, he was basically wanting to get rid of a Panasonic Lumix camera. I forgot the model, LMZ15 or something like that. I'll put the model down below. And he was getting rid of it. And he basically just asked me, you know, I'm just gonna give it away to somebody who actually needs it, because he has much more expensive and high performance cameras, and that little compact camera is a very good camera, but it's way too small for his needs. And he basically asked me if I wanted it, and of course I said yes, I wanted it. And that's how I got the Panasonic Lumix that I still use to film all my reviews with. That still, for me at least, at 4K 30 frames per second has beautiful image, very clear, and looks professional enough for my taste. And that is the camera that I use to film my reviews. But that camera does not have a microphone input, and so when I got that camera, I knew that if I wanted to use it, and the microphones on that camera were absolutely shit, so I couldn't put it on a tripod and just scream at the camera. I needed a lav mic. That's when I decided to go with the Rode Smart Lav Plus. Now what lav mic I am currently going to buy for my helmet is the Rode Go 2, but back then, and what I am currently using now, is the Rode Smart Lav Plus. Because the Smart Lav Plus has a 4-pole 3.5mm jack, and you can connect it to a phone. And I had an old Android phone that was lying around, basically doing absolutely nothing. It's an old phone, it's not good for today. Battery doesn't last very long if you put a SIM in it and you start using it as a phone. But as an audio recorder, with no SIM in it, no Wi-Fi, no connections to nothing, just basically like a dumb phone, but with an audio recorder in it, well, that worked out beautifully, because I could connect the lav mic straight to the phone, and that is the setup I'm still using to this day. I connect the lav mic to the phone. I have an app, RecForge 2, which is a free app that I use to record audio. I start the recording, I put the phone in my pocket, and I start talking to the camera. I clap once or twice to sync the audio in post, and job's a good one. I have a very good camera with the Panasonic Lumix, and very good audio with the lav mic recording to an Android phone. that is the setup I am still using. It works a treat. Hasn't failed me. I think only once the phone crapped itself and I lost audio and I had to reshoot everything. But considering I have over 100 reviews on the channel, or somewhere around 100 reviews on the channel, a failure rate of 1%, I can live with that. I can properly live with that. And then I decided I was gonna get a second Smart Lav Plus just to be a backup to the first one, and also an adapter from 4-pole to 3-pole so I could connect it to my GoPro with the media adapter, the official GoPro media adapter. And I could put a second lav mic inside my helmet and then get real proper audio for when I'm riding around, because at first I was basically having the GoPro on my helmet. My first helmet was a Scorpion Exo City helmet that I still have to this day, but I rarely use because I currently traded up to this Scorpion 920 Evo modular helmet, because on the Exo City it's a open face helmet and I had to have the camera on the side of my helmet, and you kind of got a side head shot. It was okay, it worked fine, but I kind of wanted this chin mount that you guys can really get a first-person view, and for that I needed a modular helmet. So I went with the Scorpion Exo 920 Evo, not because it's a particularly good helmet, but one, it's cheap, two, I could get it in a triple XL, so it would fit my big fat ass head. I did try a lot of other helmets before I committed to this one, and this one I found by mistake. It was the last one in a shop, and yeah, it fitted like a glove. It was on discount because the model was discontinued and they wanted to get rid of it basically, and I got it almost for free. And so that's how I ended up with the 920 Evo, and for the past year and a bit it has served me very, very well. Now this is the first stop, and we will continue after I see if I have a CPU cooler mount for my Noctua NHD15. Well, success at the first store. I did actually find everything I needed, so got myself my DisplayPort to HDMI cable to connect my old computer to the TV, and got my Noctua AM5 AM4 MP83 mount for the NHD15. I got some work to do this evening. Now let's hit the road to the second store, and I know they have the lav mic because I ordered it last night, and or actually yesterday, and they said it was ready for pickup. Where am I going? Come on. I need like a table here. F64 is the shop code. This one, the main one. Right up. Which way do I want to go? Oh, it's on that side. This one. Good. 12 minutes. Let's hit the road once again. So, where was I? Alright, so I had my first GoPro. Oh yeah, also I switched my phone from the Pocophone F1 to an Asus to an Asus Zenfone 7 Pro, the one with the flip-up cameras that you can turn the cameras from the rear cameras to face you. That was a good phone, but the mechanism of course failed pretty quickly, and it wasn't a brand new phone, so I had no warranty on it. So yeah, but it served me well for about 2.5 years. It was my only phone, and it filmed beautifully. The image was a huge improvement to the Pocophone F1. And I say it's important. The phone you have is important, because if you start doing YouTube, sometimes you're gonna need to film quick shots, something, especially if you do vlogging style videos. You need a good camera that's ready to go in your pocket at all time, because sometimes you might want to film something, and a phone is you always have it with you, and if it has a decently good camera, then you can get some really awesome shots, or you can capture some really interesting moments because you have the gear with you. After that, I got a second GoPro Hero 7 Black before my trip to Turkey, so I could use as a front-mounted camera to get some shots of me actually riding. So I added a second GoPro Hero 7 Black to my arsenal. Now I have two Hero Blacks, and that worked out well, but the amount of data that it produced using two cameras is it's amazing. I had something like 150 to 200 gigs per day on that trip. I think the whole 12-day trip I got about a terabyte and a bit of data from all the cameras, from my phone with my two GoPros. It was a lot of data, and I'll get back to data because some people have been asking me, how do I back up my data when I'm traveling? Because the memory card inside my GoPros, and the maximum memory card that you can safely put in a GoPro is 128 gigs. At 4K 60, that gives me about 3 hours of filming. At 4K 30, that gives me about 4 hours of filming. So you kind of need to offload. If you do a multi-day trip, you kind of need to offload the footage somewhere every day. I usually don't film more than 3 hours when I'm on a trip per day, but at the end of the day I kind of need to offload everything, and I'm gonna get back to it. Just have to remember if I still have any more cameras. So next on the list was upgrading my phone from the Asus Zenfone 7. I did decide to bump up because I had a very good offer on my credit card with payments without interest, and I got myself a Samsung S24 Ultra. Now the S24 Ultra, what the hell are you doing? Now the S24 Ultra is an awesome phone, and if you do stuff like this, if you do YouTube, if you do filming or anything, any kind of vlogging or stuff like this, the S24 Ultra is an awesome phone. I use the S Pen regularly. I haven't started editing on it. I do have Adobe Rush and Photoshop on my phone, so I've been tinkering with them a little bit. I don't edit on my phone, but I could. The phone is plenty strong enough to edit on my phone. Don't look at it because I did crack my screen because I'm an idiot, but I cracked my screen filming the QJ SRV 300 video. But yeah, it's just a little crack. I don't think I'm gonna change the screen anytime soon. So I added this phone, and also, funny enough, Christina had like we just met, we started going out, we started dating, and she was like liking my YouTube stuff, and she said, you know, I have an old a camera I won about a year ago at home. It's probably some cheap Chinese knockoff. She didn't know anything about the camera, and she said, you know, it's a very small camera. Maybe you can, I don't know, mount it on your scooter or something. Maybe it would help you out. Well, actually, that cheap Chinese knockoff camera that she thought she had was an Insta360 Go 2, which is an awesome little camera, especially for stuff like this, vlogging, for motorcycle vlogging, because you can mount it just about anywhere. And that's how I added an Insta360 Go 2 to my arsenal, and I have been using it decently regularly. I'm curious to try. I forgot to take it today with me because I was curious to try to mount it up here and get like a shot of my face, but we'll do that some other time. But it films well, 2.7K at 30 FPS. It's very small and light. The battery on the camera itself lasts about 17 to 18 minutes in normal temperatures. I'm quite happy with it. I don't use it all that much, but it's very good to have every now and then when I need something of that size to be able to have it and use it. Now the shop was there. I need to go. Let's quickly go to the shop, and after that we're gonna talk about the hardware and the software that I use, because I have just started upgrading everything, and you're probably curious how I edit my videos, on what software do I edit my videos. But I first have to get to the shop, get the lav mic, and we are going to switch the lav mic. So in this video we're gonna go from the old lav mic to the new one. Don't mind me, this is just a little city scooter. Hello. Nice. What do you want from me? I'm still a man. And looking never hurt anyone. There we go. F64. And great success. We got ourselves the lav mic. And yeah, I'm gonna have to mount it here. Now, one more thing. I'm also gonna change the battery on my GoPro because I have been filming for about 20 minutes. These are the Propti batteries that I am using. You can get for like 25 euros, like 4 batteries with this case. You can hold 3 of them, 1 in the camera and 3 in here, and then you can charge them via 1 USB-C. I really like them. They're cheap. I don't care if they last just 1 year and I have to replace them after 1 year. For like 20-25 euros for 4 of them plus this charger, it's a good deal. And I also carry this with me. This is the quad lock adapter because I have a quad lock case on my phone that you can just, let's see if I can do this one-handed. This is tricky. Come on. Lefty, what is it? Righty loosey? Lefty tighty, righty loosey. Good. And this is a small Ulanzi tripod that you can extend. You can hold it as a monopod, or you can open its feet and use it as a tripod. And in a situation like this where I want to mount this on my helmet, mount the lav on my helmet and keep talking to you guys, all I have to do is mount my phone onto the tripod, set it down next to me. It is put, the phone is currently in wide angle, and we can get to work. Hope you guys can see me. Probably can't see my head, but you're interested more in the camera. So this is how I have my GoPro Hero 7 mounted to my helmet. This is the media adapter that goes into the GoPro, and I plug the lav mic in here. Hope you can hear me because I don't have a lav mic with me currently. I do have some cheap AliExpress wireless lav mics that I could have brought with me, but I forgot again. But hope you can hear me. And I have, like I said, the Smart Lav Plus has a 4-pole, and you need an adapter because this is just a regular jack, 3-pole, 3.5mm jack. If I plug this straight into here, then I won't get audio. I need this adapter. But with the Rode Go, it should be the same lav, but straight with a 3-pole plug, and it shouldn't require an adapter, and I can lose this adapter. So I'm gonna take off this. They always make these so hard to open. Put the helmet down. Now that's dumbass. As with any Rode, we have a small carrying case. We have the lav mic itself. Strangulation hazard for all you kinky people. And they have this little mount that I am going to use to mount my lav mic inside my helmet. They have this little thing. Right, we put the lav mic through here. Actually, it's gonna go on the right. We're gonna put it through here. Open it up a little bit. Tightens back up. Put the windbreaker. Even though it's in a helmet, you still get better audio with a little windbreaker like this. Good. And now I have this. Thing is, I have to get my cable length just right so it doesn't get in the way, but this is supposed to be a Kevlar cable, and the previous lav mic from Rode lasted 3 years, so that's respectable for a lav. Also on the mount here, it has a little place where you can route the cable through, so I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna say this is enough length. Let's see. So the mic goes inside, and does this reach here? Bit of an acute bend. would have liked it to be like a 45 or a 90-degree bend, but if it's constantly here, I shouldn't have to worry about it. But I am gonna give it a little bit more slack, just to be on the safe side. Come on, come out. Yeah, I'm liking this a little bit more. It has a little bit more slack in it, so it shouldn't break anytime soon. We also should have, it's no longer included. Now on the old mics, you used to get this to tie your cable together. Now you get this. Rode, you're slipping. You are slipping. And there you have it. This is gonna go inside my helmet. It's gonna sit the other way around. It's gonna sit nicely. Some slack here. Inside of here. Some more slack. And now we just plug it into the camera. I also need to change my battery, so this is the procedure to change my battery. I just take the camera out and swap out the battery for a freshly charged new one. Put this back in here. Always take my batteries from the left to the right. This is the system that I made for myself. Put everything back and put the GoPro back in. Give the lens a bit of a wipe. Put it back in. Put the locking pin in. And that's it. Once again, a working setup with a new lav mic. And after that, it's just helmet on, turn it on, sync audio, and now you should hear me and see what the GoPro is seeing and what exactly the audio looks like. I'm gonna turn this thing off and put everything back together, because what's the time? Oh, I have 15 minutes to get to work. In case people were wondering how I do my videos, including I got some questions like, dude, how do you have so much free time to travel a lot? What free time? I do everything, like absolutely everything working. I work a full-time job. I like 8-9 hours a day, sometimes even 10 hours a day, or even more at some point. And sometimes I even work on Saturdays. So yeah, no free time. You just do what you have to do, and you do them whenever you can do them. There we go, fresh battery. Hope you guys can hear me okay. I don't know how the audio on this lav mic is. It's a Rode, it should be good. The lav mic isn't all that cheap, but honestly for audio I try to spare no expense, as in I try to get the best quality I can for the money that I have. This Rode Go 2 was about 50 euros for just like a lav mic with a normal jack. So you need a recorder, you need everything. Wait a second, did I take my old lav? Sometimes I'm very forgetful like this. Yep, it's in there. Good, back on the road. So it was about almost 60 euros for a lav mic, and that is not cheap for a lav mic, but hopefully it sounds well. I'm not one of those guys that's into like recording with my Cardo or stuff like that, because the Cardo does have good audio. Problem with the Cardo is it has audio for phone calls. It doesn't, the Rode, what I loved about it and what I still love about it, I want to see how this new one sounds, how this lav mic sounds, but it should be the same thing as the Smart Lav Plus, just with a different plug, with TRS instead of TRRS. That's the professional way of saying them, not 3-pole or 4-pole. But it should be the same mic. With a Cardo, recording with a Cardo, it basically just tries to record your voice as clearly as possible, in the sense that people can understand the words coming out of your mouth. And the Cardo actively tries to kill any kind of environmental noise. While people have been asking on my videos, how do I get so good engine sound when I ride motorcycles? Well, I don't try to get good engine sound. That's just how this Rode lav mic inside this helmet, connected straight to a GoPro, that's how these sound. They get audio, my voice is decently clear. It doesn't have any, the GoPro has a bit of active wind cancellation, but the mic has nothing. And that's how it sounds. That's how it picks up audio. And I really like it. I like the setup on how simple it is and how good the audio is, and it captures the environment in a way that you can still hear my voice, but you can still get some environmental noise and feel like you're riding with me. That's the whole point. I don't like those kinds of videos where you basically just hear the voiceless rider and it seems like everything else is completely muted. Hopefully this one sounds the same and this one sounds good. I do have to remember with these mics, especially when it's mounted right in my chin, in the chin of the helmet, and it's basically right in front of my mouth, I don't have to scream. I just have to talk gently and normally, and it will pick up the sound very good. So I haven't retired any of my gear except my previous lav mic that was in my helmet because it broke, but basically I haven't retired anything. Now, talking about editing and about editing your videos, there are a lot of programs you can edit your videos on, and there are people much better advised than me to tell you what kind of programs do what and what are better, what are worse. For me, I basically started off in Adobe Premiere, and now I'm a subscriber to the Adobe Creative Cloud suite, the Adobe Creative Cloud thing, and I have all of the Adobe apps. I pay about 60 euros a month. Once the channel got to a point where I could say that it's an expense that the channel itself can support, and thank you for watching the videos and liking and subscribing, because that's how I could afford it. I did use a cracked version, a pirated version, but then as soon as I could afford it from the channel income, I switched to the paying version, because even though a lot of people hate Adobe, I'm not necessarily their biggest fan, but they do have some pretty good software, and for me at least, I love using Adobe Premiere. And let me tell you this, there is no right or wrong editing software, because it depends what you're used to, it depends what you already know, or it depends what you're willing to learn. For videos like this, like vlogging, motorcycle vlogging videos, you do not need some kind of extreme editing software. Adobe Premiere, don't get me wrong, is extremely powerful, and I'm barely using 2% of what it can do, especially if you combine it with Photoshop and After Effects. I do have those programs, I just have no idea how to use them. But maybe in the future I'll get some more time and start educating myself on them. And that's another thing. All I have learned about editing in Adobe Premiere and doing my thumbnails in Photoshop, although they are basic thumbnails, I still do them in Photoshop because I want to learn as much as possible of the software. I am all self-taught. You can go to YouTube University, put into YouTube what you need, what you want to learn, and there's probably a video of somebody explaining how to do that thing, extremely well. So don't look at just my video, look at a lot of people's videos. They go more into depth. This is more of a roundup of everything I use to film my videos and to show you guys that you don't need expensive gear to do this. I mean, all the stuff that I've mentioned, bought second hand, because at least these kinds of GoPros, the Hero 7 Black, you can no longer buy them new, but they still work very well. You can get them second hand for next to nothing. You can get a Rode lav mic. That's a bit of an expense, but for about 200-300 euros you can make yourself a vlogging setup if you have a decent enough computer to edit your videos on. And I did invest now 1,000 euros into my computer, but again, this is not, you don't need it. I got to this point with a computer that's probably worth 200 or 300 euros. A complete computer that's worth 200 or 300 euros. You can get laptops that are powerful than my old computer that cost less, because laptops lose their value very, very quickly. So for a couple of hundreds of euros, you can get yourself a setup and you can start motovlogging yourself. It's not that hard. It's not the gear. The gear is not expensive. It's your personality and the way you talk to the camera, the way you you interact with your audience. I try to do my best to let my personality come out as much on camera as possible. Some of you may not like it. Some of you like it. I am not a perfect person. I am not one to educate, to properly educate others, especially on riding and traffic laws and everything, because I am guilty of, like any other motorcycle rider or scooter rider, of bending the rules every time I can, because we're human. That's what we do. And you're always, when you're on two wheels, you do feel a little bit naughty. Thankfully, I haven't had any problems in terms of hitting something very, very hard. But I am guilty of riding like an idiot every now and then, quite often actually. So I'm not perfect. But maybe that's what you guys like about my videos, because there's no big budget crew filming the videos. I don't have any camera car with me filming the videos. As you can see, behind me there's no one, in front of me there's no one. It's just me and a camera strapped to my helmet, talking like an idiot alone in my helmet, and you guys watching the videos and apparently enjoying them, and more of you are subscribing. More things to come on the channel in the near future. Whoa. We do have our trip to EICMA in November. On the 17th of September, press accreditation starts and I can apply, and I'll let you know if I get in. I have gotten in the previous 2 years. Hopefully the third one isn't going to be a problem. And there might also be something in September, but it's not 100% sure. It's something to do with sim, but it's still up in the air. It was just an idea presented to me. I said yes to it because it's an awesome idea, and I wouldn't want to miss it. But I have zero confirmation that it's actually gonna happen, so I can't talk anything about it. But if it does happen, oh, it's gonna be awesome. And now just 1.2 kilometers left to go to work. It's currently 9:56. We have 4 minutes to be on time to work. And that's how I get my videos done, and that's how I am able to keep a family at home, keep a full-time job, and do YouTube. You leave when you need to buy stuff for your YouTube channel from shops. You leave like an hour early from home and you go and buy them. Then you go to work. Then you go home, spend time with the family, and when the family goes to bed, you spend another 2 or 3 hours editing the videos, and you let them render overnight, and in the morning, the next day before you go to work, you upload them to your YouTube channel. That's how I get them done. That's how I do my videos. Some people said that I have a lot of free time on my hand to travel a lot. No, I do not. I travel very quickly. Like my trip to Greece, that was a 32-hour trip. I left Saturday afternoon and I came back on Sunday evening. And I left Saturday afternoon because I was working on Saturday. So yeah, I don't have any kind of free time. But yeah, that's been it. Hope you enjoyed this little vlog around Bucharest, coming with me to pick up some more supplies for my YouTube little channel business thing. And without you, this would not have been possible. And the opportunities that you guys have given me watching the videos, it's something I couldn't imagine a couple of years ago. So thank you all so very much for watching and for liking the videos and for sharing them and for subscribing. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Until next time, guys, take care out there and ride safe. Bye.